What is up, my fellow citizens? It's Gio here, and I know that you guys probably thought I was Knox gonna make a video on the Knox, but you know I had to on this sexy ass space bike. Now, first of all, I love the name of the manufacturer, Aopoa. I don't know, it reminds me of like Indian tribe, some badass Indian tribe or something. So I love the name Aopoa. And then Knox, I mean, we've been punning it up all week on Twitter, but I'm glad I kind of waited because there's been some awesome stuff in the Q&A that I want to get to. But first, let's talk about the bike itself. When I seen this bike, it's almost like exactly how I pictured. When they mentioned the Dragonfly, this is what I pictured. I pictured something sleek and awesome when I think of a space bike, and this basically fits it all. So it's a beautiful bike. I like the black one better than the silver, but I racked up on more of the silver ones because they're limited. They're not going to be sold ever again, at least with real money, maybe in the verse. But we're going to get to that. They answered a question about that in the Q&A that people have been asking, including myself. So real interesting with that, but I bulked up on the silver one. So if I were you guys, I would buy the silver over the black because I'm basically just guessing right now, but I think it's going to be worth more in the verse versus the black one if you guys were to sell it or if you want to make some extra profit off that bike. I'm pretty sure the silver edition is going to sell for more, so that's why I racked up on it. But the main thing with these bikes I'd rather talk about, you know, some of the differences with the Dragonfly and this bike. If you want to go fast, you want to look good doing it, this bike right here is for you. I mean, if I'm pulling up to Terra or something on a planet that's well secure and I'm not exploring, I'm taking this bike. You know, even in some of the like canyon areas, or if I'm on a planet I don't know, I'm sure about, I love the shielding, the little bit of shielding that it has. It comes over your body and kind of wraps around the bike. I think that is sweet. So I think of Star Wars. I don't know if you guys remember on episode 1 where they were speed racing, and the Raiders they shot at the pod racers. So I could see me having some cover on this bike instead of being out in the open on a Dragonfly. I could see this one being a bit better for that situation, even though it'll still be a hard shot on either bike you were on for that sniper, but he could definitely hit you easier, I think, on that Dragonfly than this bike. It's real hard because you're crouched down, you're not just sitting up, and this thing is basically like, I don't know what in other countries what they call it, but in America they call them like rice rocket bikes or racing bikes, you know, those cool sleek looking bikes. And I would compare the Dragonfly to more like a Harley Davidson type motorcycle. So I'm glad they got their own style. I think that's real cool. I would love to see Aegis make a bike now too, but I don't want to get, you know, too crazy with some of the vehicles. But I think Aegis will make a bad, sleek boy. I'll tell you that. I think it'll look real good. But the main differences on these two bikes, besides the shielding, I think really that's where some of the end of the plus. Well, speed and shielding is what the Knox has. When it comes to the Dragonfly, it's two-seaters. You can have a gun on the back. Well, your gunner on the back, whoever your passenger is, you can't shoot from the back on your own. And then that can also be a cargo slot if no one is on there. There is no cargo space on the Knox. That question was answered on the Q&A. So it's kind of unfortunate. So whatever's on you, you got to take it with you. So that's another plus that the Dragonfly has. Also, on more tough terrain, they say on some terrains the Knox will be faster, but like on some of the more rough terrain, the Dragonfly will be a little more built better for that. So that's another thing for, you know, exploration. If you're using the Dragonfly, that's another plus. So it would be real hard to pick a bike. I think for the most of the time, I think I'm probably going to use the Knox, even though the Dragonfly still seems like it has more pluses and advantages right now, but it's mostly when it comes down to the looks for me. That's the main thing, and I like the shielding if I was to get shot at on that motorcycle. So the protection and the speed is what would make me really pick over the Dragonfly, to be honest. So let's get on to the full Q&A. I'm only gonna go through some of these questions because some of them are just, you know, not really interesting. But it says, which ships will be capable of transporting a Knox? So basically they're talking about the in-game stuff right now. So the ships that is going to be in comfortably is the Freelancer, the Cutlass, the new one, the rework one, and the Connie. I'm guessing some of the bigger ships is obvious that you could fit in a Caterpillar, a Starfarer, and stuff like that. So I guess these ships that they just mentioned, those three, are probably, you know, the smallest that'll fit comfortable. Stuff like the Reliant or the Avenger, they could physically fit, but they can't be secure. So I guess do that at your own risk. You want a smashed up bike, you could do that, but it's going to be interesting to see. Next question. When water/oceans are added to the game, will the Knox be able to speed across water at a high enough speed? Simple answer, yes. What is the max type of wearable armor can I wear while flying the Knox? This is a topic that affects all ships in Star Citizen. Currently, we are still evaluating what armors you'll be allowed to wear when piloting any ship or vehicle in the game. Now that's kind of interesting because I never thought about that with some of the other ships, the single fighter ships and stuff like that. What armor can you wear? I'm thinking probably medium would be for some of these ships, and so, especially something like this. I don't think you could wear no heavy armor, especially with the little wrap armor that comes over you on this ship in particular. Maybe on the Dragonfly, you should be cool. It shouldn't matter what type of armor you wear, but something like this, I don't think you could wear no heavy in that at all. How fast can the Knox fly in space? At present, the Knox has a top SCM of 220, with afterburner can reach speeds of 550 in space. On the ground, that ratio is 40-10. 100 meters per second, 1 meter off the ground is pretty impressive. Does the Knox handle rough terrain any different or worse than the Dragonfly? Even though vehicles like the Knox and the Dragonfly before it hover over terrain, it will still have effects on its handling. In this regard, the Knox might not handle very coarse terrain as well as the more utility-built Dragonfly. So that's what I was telling you guys earlier. You know, like I said, the Explorer-wise, it may be better to use just straight up a Dragonfly, you know. So I'd kind of lean more towards, you know, that ship for exploration. So up to you. Like I said, I got both, so I'm cool. Whichever one's going to be in the ship, I'll use. Does the Knox have any storage compartment for small items? It does not. The limited cargo capacity of the Dragonfly comes at a sacrifice of its rear passenger seat. The Knox is purpose-built to get you where you're going with greater speed and even greater style. Will we ever be able to paint our own ships? If so, what makes the Knox Q limited? Now, this is the good answer that I was looking for. We do not have specifics to detail on the paint system at this time. In the case of limited edition ships like the Knox Q or the Dragonfly Yellow Jacket, we don't think the ideal of decorating your own ship is incongruous with having manufacturer-offered editions. This is patterned after real-life automotive manufacturers, who typically offer a predetermined set of finishes, including limited editions. Any car you buy today can, with varying degrees of expense and effort, be painted to match any color of the rainbow. But collectors ascribe significant value only to the original finishes, which are also often more difficult to replicate exactly on the secondary market. We are also exploring the ideal of unique badges and identifiers for limited edition variants. In short, while you may be able to paint a standard Knox silver in the future, it won't ever be a Knox Q. Now, I really do like that, and I was always curious, like, what really sets, you know, these special paint schemes and stuff, especially like the ones that came out during the anniversary. We had the Gladiators and the Avengers. I forgot the name of what the name of them were, or even the Saber with that camo. All those, I guess, are going to be considered special editions, which are going to make them more valuable in game. I don't know if it's gonna work like that, like how it does in real life, because in real life, say something like the Charger Hellcat. You know, the Hellcat is basically the best, you know, Dodge Charger you can get right now. Or is it the Demon? It may be the Demon now. I don't know. But anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. Now, I can go out, buy a stock Charger that, you know, is just fine, and I could try to pimp it out myself, buy all the parts and all that. Even some parts may be even better than the Hellcat, but it'll still never be a Hellcat to the collectors. So you would never get the same amount that you would get from a Hellcat versus one that you built yourself. So I do like the answer, and it will be interesting to see if in verse some of the ship collectors and stuff like that, if they're like, oh no, it's got to be the Q edition or the yellow variant, the yellow jacket, see if those are worth more money. So that's why I told you guys, if you want some, get a couple silver ones because they may be worth some more money. Can I store a rifle or any larger weapons on in, as it seems you can't ride with anything other than a pistol? Unfortunately, no. Like a cave in the swamps of Dagobah, you have only what you take with you. Yeah, that was some of that Yoda talk. Will the Knox be faster than Dragonfly? Under ideal conditions, the Knox with its competition class components will give you a distinct advantage in races. That said, the Dragonfly may take the advantage over more difficult terrain. Choose your routes wisely. Now, I do like that, and they talked about having upgradable components, component shields and power plants, which basically I like this style that they're going through, because I think they're saying the Knox comes with competition grade C components, just like what was the last ship that just came out? How the hell did I forget it? Okay, the Aegis ship. You guys know which one I'm talking about. The stealth ship. It came with C components. So when you buy these ships, you're not just, you know, pay to win, boom, I got the best ship in the game. No. In verse, you're gonna have to earn and get these parts, the B and A components. And I'm guessing the A components are not gonna be really easy to get. Neither are the B. The B's are gonna be a little easier to get, but the A components may be manufactured low, hard to find. You gotta go to certain planets, out of stock real quick. Something like right now, the Nintendo Switch. You can buy one, yes, you definitely can, but they're hard as shit to get right now because they're not manufacturing them at a fast pace. So there could be a manufacturer like that in game, and whoever's there first come, first serve, and then you can have some scalpers in game sell those A components, which will get real expensive in game. So that's going to be interesting if they do go that route. I think it'll be real cool if they do. Will the Knox have stealth capability, or have access to stealth capability in some way? Stealth in Star Citizen is mostly about managing the emissions you make. In this regard, you will still have the same flexibility to manage your power consumption and overall signature as you will on any other ship. Additionally, you may find added benefit if you choose to replace your competition components with stealth items, but to do so would come at a cost of overall speed and performance. Now, I'm glad I bought the 2-pack and I have the silver one and the black one, because the black one is gonna be my stealth baby right there. It's gonna be sweet. It'd be so awesome if I could store that bad boy in the Aegis stealth ship, just have double on stealth, replace the torpedo with my bike and just drop it out. That'd be sweet. Does the Knox have landing gear for when it's powered all the way down? No, the Knox hovers at all times with emergency power. If you drained even that, it will fall and it would be very sad. Take care of your Knox. Now that's pretty funny. I'm gonna try that out just to see if it well, it probably will. I just want to see how it falls. I think that'd be funny as hell. But those are the main questions that I thought were real cool on this bike. Some real good answers, even on some stuff that's not even about this ship that got answered, especially with that paint scheme, because everyone was asking why the paint schemes, like what's the difference if I could just paint my own ship, and now we have an answer to that. So guys, if you do not have a Knox, all right, let's say you don't even want one because the Knox isn't your type of ship, if you need an LTI token, boom, this probably be one of the cheapest LTI tokens you'll get in a long time. So for that aspect, you get a couple of those for LTI tokens for some other ships you want in the future. But me, I got a 2-pack, and I got a couple silver ones I'm probably gonna do some giveaways on Twitch. So yeah, I'm gonna have fun with that. But this is a beautiful space bike. Hell of a job. I love the way they presented this. I love how sleek it is. Like, it's like one of my favorite ships right now. It was just so well executed. It's just amazing. I just love the way the bike looks. It is freaking sweet. But you guys have a blessed day. How many did you get? Are you getting any? Are you not getting any? I know, like I said, I told you guys I got my 2 already. And what are you guys gonna do with them? Are you guys gonna race? Gonna explore with it? Or just fly around and look awesome, look like a cool motherfucker in it. But you guys have a blessed day. In one more thing, Star Citizen for life.